then we got an email literally this afternoon saying that our ferry at the beginning of April has been cancelled.
We're Chesca Ben, and we live full-time in our self-built Sprinter van, Sophia. For the past few months, we've been road tripping Spain and Portugal, chasing the winter sun. But in the past week, our travels changed quicker than we ever imagined they would. With the coronavirus spreading through Spain and lockdowns imminent, we made the decision to head back to the UK as soon as we could. The only problem was, we were 2,000 kilometres away. This is our journey home. I'm so tired.
It has been a long few days.
It's been a whirlwind 48 hours. In the past 2 days we've travelled from the west coast of Portugal all the way back to the UK. But let's start from the beginning. So things move pretty quickly at the minute. We decided to leave for Spain first thing tomorrow morning just to get out of Portugal and through the border before anything starts closing. And then we got an email literally this afternoon saying that our ferry at the beginning of April has been cancelled. So now we have to kind of rethink things a little bit. Yeah, we had it booked with Brittany Ferries.
I had it with Brittany Ferries, and they weren't exactly, their email was, it's just cancelled basically, email us for a refund. It wasn't exactly the most helpful of emails. So we went on the website, we know that, so the Roscoff to the UK is a limited service now. Santander is completely cancelled. Bilbao is a limited service, so they could have contacted us and said we can move you to one of these, blah blah blah, but so we need to now take time to call them and find out what the limited services are, and if we can book onto, if we can get Bilbao, brilliant. If not, Roscoff. If not, then we have to do the 2,000 kilometre drive to the tunnel, as long as that doesn't close. As long as we get out of Portugal, get into Spain, and if for some reason, if we're stuck out of the UK after our MOT expires, that
no one's gonna,
no, that's not our fault. That is, everyone else closing things down. So I'm sure there'll be some leniency there. We have an MOT and everything booked.
Yeah.
So we do have proof that we're not.
Yeah.
But, so
I think we're just saying it's a sensible option just to try and get as close to kind of the ferry ports as we can and just see what we can do with the limited services that they've got.
Yeah. So we actually left that same day. So the ferry cancelled. Whilst we were walking back from the shops because we had to pop out to get some bits. As soon as we got back, we packed everything away and hopped in the van, and we drove for a good 5 hours to a place called Salamanca. Salamanca, is that right?
Yeah.
Is it Salamanca?
Yeah.
And we arrived there sort of late evening, about 11 o'clock, half 11 in the evening.
At night.
So yeah, at night, yeah. So we decided to stop for the night in Salamanca, and then the next morning I thought, right, we'll head up to Santander, because we knew that there was still ferries going from Santander, just not to Plymouth. They're going to Portsmouth, and we could get that ferry hopefully, or exchange our ticket and go on that ferry, at least then back into the UK.
So we'd pulled into this car park in Salamanca, and there was about 6 or 7 other camper vans and motorhomes there, probably doing exactly the same thing. And we quickly realised that night that the situation in Spain was kind of worsening quite quickly, and that staying around Spain and staying in Santander to try and get a ferry back at some point in the next week probably wasn't the best option. There's a very good chance that the ferry is just going to be cancelled full stop, if not completely booked up. So that night we decided actually we need to drive really to Calais to try and get the tunnel back, because that was probably the most reliable way for us to get back. And at this point on the Saturday, Spain hadn't closed its borders yet, but certain areas were in lockdown, but it was clear that that was what was going to happen pretty soon.
It is about 7 o'clock in the morning, and this is where we are. As you can see, there's loads of campers here. There's 2 there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so as Ben said this morning, we managed to stop last night in Salamanca in Spain, which does look amazing. So we'll definitely put this on our list of places to come back to when this is all blown over. But yesterday our plan was to make it into Spain and to head up to Santander to try and get one of the ferries back. But it's looking like from Santander and Bilbao, their Brittany ferries have got like one a week, and they're obviously all fully booked now. And that isn't looking like the best option, and we don't really want to wait around in Spain anymore. So today we're going to head towards the tunnel. We are going to try and get into France. It's about a 6-hour drive. I think we can do it. It's about 7 o'clock now. And yeah, we're just going to try and get out of France and hope the roads aren't too bad, because there are a lot of other motorhomes and campers on the road who are going to be doing the same thing, especially as it's tomorrow that the whole lockdown goes into place. So
get out of Spain, so not France.
Try to get out of France. So get out of Spain is our priority now. And
it looks like everyone else is doing the same. Loads of people turned up last night around the time we did and have already left.
Yeah.
A lot of British people as well, a lot of French people as well, I think, trying to get back to France.
Yeah, we're just trying to get out of where the lockdowns are happening.
Yeah, and I think
unless we're back at home.
I think everyone's just trying to get back to their own country and then wait out.
Yeah, basically.
Go, go, go!
Before we left Portugal, we filled up on LPG. We've just refueled with some more diesel, checked our air pressure in our tyres, and I think we're good to go. So a few people commented on our last video saying like, why don't you just stay in Spain, or why don't you just stay in Portugal? And to be honest, if you look at any kind of van lifers, there is a real mix of people. Some people are staying, some people are heading home. It really is just a preference and kind of what your priorities are and what is comfortable for you. For us, obviously, you know, my dad isn't very well, and we don't know how long these lockdowns are going to last for or how strict they're going to be, and we didn't really want to be stuck in a country where we have no rights, no residency for an indeterminate amount of time. And we've already heard rumours, I don't know how true they are, of people being moved from park-ups into kind of a consolidated area, and the vans are still being locked down. You're not outside of the law just because you're living in a van. So we decided that the best thing for us, given our circumstances, was just to head back to the UK. So that's why we're in such a, you know, trying to get out of Spain really.
We left first thing Sunday morning and head off on the 14.5-hour drive from Salamanca to Calais, which was a long day. As we said, we left really early. On the roads, motorways going up, I've never seen so many motorhomes or vans and everything all heading in the same direction. So I think everybody else had the same idea. There was, it wasn't just like British people heading back. It was Belgium, Dutch, German, everyone heading back towards their own countries.
New update, we have now officially left Spain and have made it into France, which was one of the main intentions of...
Yep, and it looks like everybody is out in force.
Yeah, compared to Spain, so in Spain the roads were completely empty. There was like, at one point it was only motorhomes, like camper vans and lorries on the road. There was barely, like one car would go past every now and then, but it was just like an apocalypse. Like everyone was just like a mass exodus kind of heading north. But we're coming to France, which is apparently on lockdown, and it's just like a normal business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual, yeah.
The drive is going good, the sun is shining, or has been shining so far, I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, we have done...
I reckon we're about halfway.
We've done about halfway, yeah, you're right. We have done, about halfway, yeah.
We've got about 7.5 hours to Calais. I can't remember, did I say that we'd rebooked our tunnel ticket for tomorrow?
Ooh,
I can't remember what I said, but we've booked a tunnel ticket for tomorrow lunchtime, so obviously we need to get up there then. I mean, we could stay a little bit south of Calais tonight, depending how we're feeling, but so far it's been an alright journey.
Yeah, it's been really straightforward. It's just motorway drive, isn't it? So it's not the most fun, but yeah.
It's easy.
Easy, yeah.
So we've just come off probably one of the longest toll roads I've been on in France, and I've got to vlog this because I am in shock at how much it cost. I guessed like 35, thinking that would be like quite a high number. What was it?
50 euros.
50.
50 euros. What an absolute flipping rip-off. That is an absolute... I feel sorry for the people in France that they have to get fucking taking the piss out of having to pay. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
50 euros for a motorway toll. Absolutely crazy.
Finally arrived at a nice little park up in a really posh little area of France, about 40 minutes outside of Calais, because we didn't want to stay right in Calais, because we thought everyone else would be having the same idea. We thought a load of places might be full, so we thought if we just stick outside a little bit, we can drive in the morning. Okay guys, so yesterday, what a drive. Hang on, Chesca needs the keys. It's you deadlocked it as well, I think. Okay, what a drive. So yesterday we were in, actually where were we, Jess?
We drove yesterday from Salamanca
So yesterday
to Calais.
we were in Salamanca. Today we are just outside of Calais because we have our train at 12 o'clock. So yeah, we drove 14 and a half hours, I think. We literally did 1,000 miles, or just under 1,000 miles yesterday. And boy, were we both feeling it. This morning we're up, we've done a little bit of work. Tidying up the van quickly, just packing everything away. I think we're going to see if we can find somewhere where we can empty our grey water, maybe even our black water if we've got chance. Fill up our normal water a little bit, and then we're going back to the UK. And so this is where we parked last night. We turned up at about 11 o'clock, pitch black, and it was a gorgeous little place. Look at these houses. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't see it through there. The houses are gorgeous. But yeah, so this is where we stayed. And now this is where we're leaving, unfortunately. So one thing yesterday we did is spend an absolute fortune on fuel and the French toll roads. The woman said earlier, the first one was like 52 euros. The second one was, what was it, 64 euros, I think?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, and then I think we filled up 3 times? Twice, maybe? Twice, because we were already full from when we left.
Yeah, the next morning we got up early and we went to the Channel Tunnel, and the terminal was, apart from the toilets, everything was completely closed. There was no like restaurants open, there was no coffee shops open, it was completely shut up. But we got onto our ferry fine, didn't we?
Yeah,
by now
full
we
of motorhomes,
sick of reading about like news updates on the coronavirus. We were tired and we were just ready to get back home. It had been a pretty hectic drive, and then we made it back. There was no queues at the tunnel either, and we made it back into the UK. And it's as though nothing is happening. It is so different here compared to the rest of Europe. It is as though nothing's happened.
Oh, well.
We've made it.
We're in. Well, someone's sleeping down here. It's a hard life, isn't it? It's been a bit manic, isn't it? Haven't really stopped. Haven't really eaten properly. Haven't really drank properly.
No, I feel like a bit in limbo for 2
Yeah.
days.
Well, here we are, guys. We are back, and we brought the weather with us. It's sunny-ish. Doesn't actually feel.
Do you know what? I'm lucky.
It doesn't actually feel that bad, does it?
Okay, and just like that, we are back in the UK. The last 4 months just feels like a dream. It ended so quickly.
It's been an absolute whirlwind adventure, but we're now back in Devon, our home county. The plan is we are going to stick it out here. We haven't got a home, or like a bricks and mortar home to go to. We've got the van, and for sort of other reasons we can and can't sort of stay with my mum or stay with my dad, or like
house renovations and stuff. We can't always stay with them, so the next few weeks are going to be interesting.
Yeah, so we are going to hunker down in a small place in Devon. We're not going to go off exploring distances around like the UK. We're not going to go to Wales or
like Cornwall or Scotland or anything like that.
No, exactly. So we're going to stick pretty much close to where we are. We'll just need
like
to
local. What is our local place, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a bit of a different video to usual because it's been a bit of a different few days or different week to usual. We're going to continue filming this week anyway and bring you along on this kind of unknown van life, living in these
uncharted
territories.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, thank you for your support and for everyone who's messaged to see how we are and all of that stuff. So we shall see you next Sunday.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Moonlight coming through the door, dance across